guys, I'm Christine Mary Delphine and welcome to my vlog. So for today's video, I will discuss to you about Theory of Androgogy by Malcolm Knowles. So before we start, let me know first the history of androgogy. The term androgogy was originally coined by Alexander Kapp in 1833. So si Alexander Kapp ay isang German educator and editor na unang nag-introduce ng term na androgogy. And androgogy was developed into theory of adult education by Eugene Rosenstock-Huessy. So, si Eugene Rosenstock-Huessy ay isang historian and social philosopher whose work span the disciplines of history, theology, sociology, and linguistics, and beyond. So, si Eugene Rosenstock ang nag-develop nito as a theory. Malcolm Knowles asserted that androgogy, Greek means man leading, should be distinguished from the more commonly used term pedagogy, Greek means child leading. So, sino nga ba si Malcolm Knowles? Malcolm Knowles, who is credited for the popularity of the term androgogy as we know it. An educator in the central 20th century, he focused on the science behind adult education in United States. So, what is androgogy? Androgogy is the understanding of the science and practice of adult. So androgogy is all about learning. And when we say adult learning is a process of adults gaining knowledge, skills, and competence, it is defined as the practice of teaching and educating adults. Theory and study of adults learning or pedagogical process. So ang androgogy is nakafocus lang siya sa adult learning. So, example ng adult learning is bawa yung mga nagtatrabaho ng ibang bansa. So, bago sila pupunta doon, kailangan nilang mag-aral kung anong gusto nilang trabaho pag pumunta sila doon. So, pag-aaralan nila yon. Halimbawa, yung mga caregiver, carpentry, driving. So, yun yung adult learning. So, there are 6 principles of androgogy. The first principle is need to know. Adults needs to know the reason they are being asked to learn. They need to understand what's in it for me, or WIIFM. When adults understand that WIIFM or what's in it for me, they are much more likely to set up and pay attention. One way you can do this is to share the purpose of an activity or its objectives. Let them know in advance what they pay attention and how it will personally benefit them. So, kailangan nilang malaman kung ano yung gusto nilang malaman, kung ano yung gusto nilang matutunan. So, yun yung principle number 1. The second principle of androgogy is experience. Adult learners come with experience. This experience should provide the basis for much of the learning activities. Your job is to tie their experience to the new material. Additionally, your learners' experience can add to the class's knowledge base. Leveraging the experience can be motivator for your learners. Just make sure that the information your learners are sharing is up to date and unbiased. So, yung adult learners is nagbe-base siya sa experience ng isang tao. So, the third principles of adult learners is self-concept. So, when we say self-concept, adults have a need to be responsible for their learning decisions. They thrive on self-direction. You can help their need to learn autonomously by giving them some control over their learning. Online training is an excellent tool for providing this control. Of course, this works best you have the fourth of the principle androgogy in place, readiness. So, when we say self-conscious, ay kailangang maging responsable para sa kanilang pagpapasya sa pag-aaral. Umunlad sila sa direksyon ng sarili. Matutulungan mo ang kanilang pangangailangan na matuto ng autonomiya sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng kanilang kontrol sa kanilang pag-aaral. Ang pagsasanay na online ay isang mahusay na tool para pagbigay ng kontrol na ito. Siyempre, ito ay pinakamahusay na gagana kapag mayroon kang ikaapat nga mga prinsipyo na androgogy sa lugar ng handaan. So, the fourth principles of androgogy is readiness. So, when we say readiness, adults learn best when the training can help them solve an immediate or real-life problem. Think about it. This way, how motivated were you to take your driving test? If you needed to drive to go to work or school, your motivation was very high. It was high even if only perception about driving was important. The same goes for work. How motivated are you when you need to learn a new process or computer program to be able to complete your work? Again, you are probably very motivated that it's you if you want to keep your job. The 5 principles of Androgogy is problem orientation. So when we say problem orientation, adults learn best when content is problem oriented. They want to learn specific knowledge, skills, and our abilities to solve a problem rather than same generic content. Adults are much more likely to learn when they feel the training can help them right now. To motivate them, help them identify the problem they solve with the training. This will help them focus on learning as much as they can. So when we say problem orientation, mas natuto ang mga matatanda kapag ang nilalaman ay nakatuon sa problema. Nais nilang malaman ang tiyak na kaalaman, kasanayan, at o mga kakayahan na malutas ang isang problema kaysa sa ilang pagkahalatang nilalaman. Ang mga matatanda ay mas malamang na malaman kung sa palagay nila ang pagsasanay ay makakatulong sa kanila yon. Upang maganyak sila, tulungan silang makilala ang problemang malutas sila sa pagsasanay. So, yun yung problem orientation. The six principles of Androgogy is about intrinsic motivation. So when we say intrinsic motivation, adults learn best when the motivation comes internally rather than externally. Now, this doesn't mean adults can be motivated externally. They can. For example, my boss wants me to know this and if I don't learn it, I will be fired. For most people, this is definitely a motivator, but we would probably agree that isn't the best way to motivate an employee. A better way to motivate learners is to find the internal motivator. This intrinsic motivator are things like knowing something make them feel better about themselves or will give them more opportunities to grow professionally. These types of motivators have more long-term motivational power. Mas natututo ang mga matatanda kapag ang pagganyak ay nanggagaling sa loob sa halip na panlabas. Ngayon, hindi ito nangungulugang mga matatanda ay hindi maaaring pagganyak sa panlabas. Kaya nila, halimbawa, nais ng aking amo or ng aking boss na malaman ko ito at kung hindi ko to so for example sa intrinsic motivation is yung amo ko, halimbawa may pinapagawa yung amo ko na bagong trabaho or projects. So kailangan nais niya na malaman ko ito or matutunan ko ito. Kung hindi, ipa-fire niya ako. So yun. Para sa karamihan, ang mga tao ito ay tiyak na isang motivator. Ngunit malamang na nasasang-ayon kami na hindi itong pinakamahusay na paraan upang magganyak ang isang empleyado. Ang isang mas mahusay na paraan upang magganyak ang mga nag-aaral ay upang makahanap ng kanilang panloob na motivator. Ang mga intrinsic motivator na ito ay mga bagay tulad ng pag-alam sa isang bagay na nagpapadama sa kanila tungkol sa kanilang sarili o bibigyan sila ng mas maraming oportunidad, lalo mag-go ng professional. Ang mga uri ng motivator ay may higit pang matagalang lakas na pagganyak. So yun yung intrinsic motivator. So yun yung 6 principles ng Androgogy. First is need to know. The second principle is experience. The third principle is self-concept. The fourth principle is readiness. The fifth principle is problem orientation. And the sixth is intrinsic motivation. So yun yung 6 principles. So how adults learn? Adult learning is life-centered. It is learning by doing, by application experience, and if need be by trial and error. Adults interpret ideas, skills, and knowledge through the medium of their life experience and test them in real-life settings to make the learner self-directed as the purpose of adult education. So, what is the importance of Androgogy in adult? What is the importance of Androgogy or adult learning? It gives scope to self-directed learners. Androgogy helps in designing and delivering the solution-focused instruction to self-directed. The methods used by Androgogy can be used in different educational environments. So, how Androgogy works in teaching and learning process? Androgogy is a learner-centered approach to teaching and learning by incorporating its principles of acknowledging learners as autonomous, self-directed, pragmatically and problem-solving oriented, and internally motivated into mainstream education already at early stages. Teachers can help prevent it. So, yun yung Androgogy is about adult learning. So, yun lang guys. I hope na may natutunan